Dun, 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 dun. This is Sidemen Reacts. Moments athletes were caught cheating in any sense of the sport. The thumbnail showed boxing like they had some ting in their, I don't know, in the wrap thing or the glove ting. So it was like, like almost like a brass knuckle looking kind of ting, but like kind of diamonds on each one of these thingies. So, I mean, it says athletes, so it could be from like football to other like American football, baseball, cricket, other shit. I don't know. Who knows? We're just gonna get into it right now.
Welcome back to Sidemen React.
I hated that I did that.
Cheating before in more Sidemen challenges
Oh.
by Simon.
Oh,
Have you?
I say we collectively,
Oh.
mostly Ethan and James.
Oh,
to
yeah.
be honest. But, you know.
What about that time that you texted Ethan to guess who
Ah,
answered it?
You know what, right? If people think Ethan is that good of an actor, we should give my guy the Oscar. Did you not see his face?
Yeah, no, he was genuinely shocked when he won that one.
He couldn't believe his own luck. We were both bored. We both wanted the video to end.
I know.
The thing, do you think people watching CyberX know what we're referring to, or do you think they're like, what the fuck are these guys waffling about?
They have no idea.
More
you
Sidemen,
mean?
guess who? Give it a watch.
Yeah, I literally just watched that
Alright,
earlier.
let's see what the athletes and how they got caught.
So I know what you want
Since the ancient
about.
Greeks started the Olympics, human nature always found a way to cheat in sports. When large amounts of money got in the picture in the 20th century, the temptation was too big.
Jeez.
Sports cheating became a daily operation around the world.
Yeah,
Here are the 10
basically.
I
athletes who
wonder.
thought they
Oh,
would
sorry
get
to
away.
interrupt the video straight away, but I wonder what like cheating scandal is happening right now that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Like there must be something like in that will be revealed soon.
This is very true. Yeah, how many great athletes actually cheat? Who knows?
All got away with it. We didn't hear
Away
about
with
it.
Yeah.
fraud, but got caught and humiliated instead. Michael Pineda, Pine Tar. Michael Pineda is a Dominican.
Not my goat,
Pineda.
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 Not my goat.
plays for the Minnesota Twins in the
Yeah,
NFL.
some Tim
damn
running
it.
back
When
then.
he was
He's
a member of
just
the
slipped
Blue
out of
Jays
the
in
recent.
2014. He did something very similar to what Dwight Howard was doing in the NBA. And just like Dwight, it wasn't a problem that he did it, but how obvious he'd been about it. Pineda used pine tar during his time on the mound, which was
What's that?
illegal, but it wasn't severely penalized.
I don't
By
know.
applying pine tar, the baseball would have a better grip and not lose any of its speed. And many pitchers throughout the league used pine tar. But during a game against the Red Sox in 2014, when it was especially cold and windy on the Fenway Park, Pineda decided he would need a lot of pine to be able to throw properly.
So what, he just like rubs it on the
He
ball or
applied a
something?
lot of it on his neck, and from there
Ah.
to the baseball. It was clear as day what he's doing. and The officials immediately threw him out. Pineda got a 10-game suspension.
Yeah, you gotta
for
be
doing
more
something
discreet with that,
everybody
my
else
friend.
did
You can't
too.
make it so
They
obvious.
were a little bit smarter in not making it.
You know what you could do, Harry? You could put it all over your balls, and then you could.
Yeah, to be fair.
That's where your hands always
Yeah,
are.
The
and
way
then
he
who's gonna
handles
check?
shit.
Who's gonna check? No one's looking down there. Well,
From one
No.
ball to the next. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez. Pineda, if you're listening, man, put it on your gooch.
Corked bat. In baseball, a corked bat is a specially modified baseball bat that has been filled with cork or other less dense substances to make the bat lighter. A lighter bat gives a hitter a quicker swing and may improve the hitter's timing.
Surely they just
In
weigh the bats
2003,
beforehand, no?
The famed right fielder
You'd
Sammy
think.
Sosa played a game for his Chicago Cubs against Tampa Bay, and he shattered his bat in the first inning. No harm done. It happens all the time.
That's awkward.
The player just gets another bat, and the game resumes. However, the plate umpire noticed pieces of cork among the shards of the shattered bat. and He rightfully ejected Sosa from the game. Sosa acknowledged
Sosa
ownership
like
of the
that?
bat, explaining
Oh
that
my
he
God.
occasionally used it for batting practice and for
That'll
home run
chestnut.
exhibitions to entertain his fans. Major League Baseball then confiscated and tested 76 of Sosa's other bats after his ejection,
no.
and all were found to be clean with no cork.
Oh.
However, the crime had been committed, and Sosa still had to serve a 7-game suspension.
Huh.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Do you remember after the first Logan Paul fight, there were suspicions that he had concrete in his gloves
Wait, what?
to make him
Was
heavier.
there?
I've never heard this.
No.
I've never
Yeah.
heard. In whose gloves?
In Logan's gloves. There
Wait,
were
there
suspicions that-
was a conspiracy. They had fucking
There
concrete in
was.
it.
There
No,
was.
there
I
wasn't.
remember it. I remember it. Yeah.
From who? Who was claiming that?
Look, there were people at the event. And
Are
they were
you
like,
sure?
There's something in it. I'm almost positive.
I think you're
that-
getting stories, but because that's the thing
Yeah,
that's happened
that-
in boxing. But I've never heard of Logan having fucking concrete in his
No,
gloves.
Considering
that's-
like JJ didn't even go down once. I don't think there was.
That's Look, I heard a certain member of the organisation of the event.
Wow.
He wasn't happy. He was convinced that Logan's gloves were heavier than they should have been. They weren't
Wow.
So
investigated
it
properly.
was concrete. They were a little bit heavier.
Just concrete.
I think you know
little
what?
bits of concrete in the padding, bro.
I agree. I think he did it.
Lump
I think
someone.
he did it. I think he did it.
Look, we'll never know. We'll never know.
Margarito loaded gloves.
Oh, this is it.
Oh
Some
wow!
boxers who hit really
Here's a
hard
concrete
say that
one.
They have dynamite in their hands.
What?
In the
Logan
case of
Paul had
Mexican
the
boxer
dynamite.
Antonio Margarito, well, he had plaster on his hands. Before Margarito was supposed to fight Shane Mosley for the WBA welterweight title in 2009, Mosley's trainer noticed that Margarito's hands were wrapped strangely and asked for the wrap tape to be examined. The coach had a great eye and was right to be suspicious.
Wow.
When Margarito's hand wraps were cut off, the match officials found small knuckle pads made of plaster, which is used to make casts. The purpose of the plaster was to add more damage to Margarito's opponent. The Mexican boxer said he was unaware of the pads, and his coach took all the blame to himself. Margarito was forced to rewrap his hands and would go on to lose the fight and the title
Good.
to Mosley.
Good.
After the match, he and his coach were suspended from boxing in the United States for 1 year.
Wow.
Rosie Ruiz,
I'm not
faking
gonna lie.
victory.
All of these punishments have been pretty.
Yeah, slap on the
Calm.
wrist type beat.
Yeah,
It's not like
kinda,
too much
yeah.
money, bro.
Boxers take a year off anyway. That's not that crazy.
Yeah, and all the the baseball player was 7 games.
Yeah.
I think that pint. I think that's probably very common. So, but there's we'll give it yeah. But anyway, what's Rosie Ruiz done? Let's see.
Chris Rock once
fake
joked about the
victory.
marathon being too long, saying that
Oh, yes,
28
I think she got in the
miles is a
car
long drive,
and drove
for a
let
bit.
alone having to run the whole thing.
Yeah,
Rosie
she got on the
Ruiz
bus,
thought so
didn't
too,
she?
But unlike Chris Rock, she wanted to win the 1980 Boston Marathon. So what do you do if you want to win the longest racing event, but don't actually want to run
How do you
28
not- how do you
miles
not
and do
get
it
caught?
faster than everyone else? Well, you just start running close to the finish line and hope
Oh,
nobody
what?
notices. Rosie finished the 1980 Boston Marathon with the official time of 2 hours, 31 minutes, and 56
That's rapid
seconds,
as well.
Marked her
which
start.
was the 3rd fastest time ever run by a
Oh
woman.
my
Even though the
God.
victory time of an unknown runner raised some suspicions, she was awarded the gold medal and got celebrated like a true champion. After a few days, several spectators came out and said that they saw Ruiz join the race about half a mile from the finish line because she was never seen by the other runners and
Yep.
didn't appear in any photographs or footage of the race.
Oh, that's
It
elite.
became apparent that she cheated. They stripped the title away from
You know what?
Ruiz.
I think if
She
she
didn't
tricks
receive any
everyone,
of
she
the
deserves
penalties.
it.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, you pulled a good enough scam there.
Yeah.
You should let her have
The
the victory
marathon.
there.
Imagine you had an identical twin. So you start the race,
yeah.
and they run
Oh.
in. You tag team.
You like go
marathon.
because they have like portaloos on the way. You go in a portaloo, do a little switcheroo,
Yeah.
and go up. Yeah, good shout.
That'd be
Hand of
amazing.
God. Two of the most famous goals Maradona ever scored happened in the same game, during the 1986 World Cup quarterfinals against England. The second one was an absolute stunner, when Diego took the ball in his own half and dribbled past every defender and the goalkeeper. It was a genius goal from the best player in the world. The first goal he scored in that game was also genius, but in an entirely different way.
What do
As
you
the
mean?
deflected ball was traveling through the air and into the
Elite.
hands of
I
England's
respect
This is
Yeah.
elite, to be fair.
the 5'5" Maradona somehow got it first. And
Because
sent
it
to the
kind of
back
like from
the
a
net.
distance, it looks
Yeah.
like
While
he
the
just
English
headed it.
players
Yeah.
protested, ref didn't see that Maradona had flicked the ball with his hand, which ultimately helped Argentina win
Surely
the
the
game
ref
and
must
proceed
have
to the
thought, like,
semifinals.
Okay, how did a 5'5" guy beat a keeper with his arms up?
Yeah.
Post-game interview,
header.
Diego cheekily said that if it really was a handball, that it was a hand of God. Lance Armstrong, steroids, Pane Aqua,
But they're all on
Italian
fucking
for bread and
steroids,
water,
these
and in
cyclists,
cycling,
The
it's
classic
used to describe
Bazinga
riders
scam.
who cycling Lance Armstrong was cycling on
Dickhead
Pane Aqua
Simon.
for the first part of the
Kidding.
90s, and he was a talented rider without a doubt.
Just see this
He
is
wasn't
Gymshark
achieving
brand deal, just the
extraordinary results. After he successfully won his battle with testicular cancer, Lance returned to cycling in 1998, but he didn't use bread and water for fuel anymore. He had something much more potent. Lance started using erythropoietin, or EPO in short. EPO stimulates the production of red blood cells and enables athletes who inject it to have more oxygen in their blood. More oxygen increases endurance, which is crucial for a sport like cycling.
Cycling's a brutal
Lance would go
sport,
on to
man.
win
It is.
7
Just like
Tour de France's in a row,
effort.
which is the hardest and most prestigious multiple-stage bicycle race.
Didn't he have multiple types of cancer?
Oh, he did. No, he had something. Yeah, he did have something.
It spread. He had metastatic testicular cancer. It spread to his abdomen, lungs, and brain.
Oh, fat. And he's all right.
And yeah,
I'm saying he's allowed to cheat.
he was given a 50-50 and then a 40% chance of survival, but he did it.
Fucking hell, fair play.
He's allowed a little steroid.
Yeah, let him cheat, man. there's some like stats as well. Like if you took out like the top like I'm making fucking numbers up here, but it's something like if you take the top like 20 cyclists, like all of them have been done for cheating at some point. Like they're all on fucking steroids. So like I think he still deserves his plaudits because everyone's cheating, man. He's just better. He was better than anyone.
Just better at hiding it. Is that
Never
what you're
failed a drug
saying?
test, which he gladly repeated at almost every interview. He had the best doctors who instructed him how far from a race he can use PEDs, mask positive results, avoid being detected, or avoid being tested in the first place. However, in 2013, after a massive investigation from USADA and testimony of many witnesses, including his former teammates, Armstrong was finally forced to admit he was doping throughout his career. Dwight Howard.
I remember somebody said they should do an Olympics where
Yes.
it was
they're
encouraged
encouraged
who said
to-
this. Yeah, take whatever you want, just go as fast as you can.
I want to see the fastest.
Oh my god, dude! Literally, me and my friends were talking about this one time too. We're like, let's just just let him do it for like 1 year or some shit. Just let him take all the steroids they want and shit, just to see how far like the human body can or whatever whatever event they're trying to do. Let's see how far they can actually take it. Like, you know what I mean? Not to a dangerous point, but you know what I mean? Like just how far they could take it, you know?
It's human, no matter
Real
what
speed,
they take.
real speed. Bro.
I want to see
Exactly.
100 meters in 4 seconds.
I want to see a
Exactly.
juicy Usain Bolt, dude. Yeah.
people, yeah, you end up killing people though. They do stuff and then the heart rate would spike and shit. Like it'd be a nightmare.
Dwight Howard.
Fuck
Stick
it.
'em.
Fluff it.
Dwight Howard is now a
Winners
role
win.
player whose NBA job is primarily to play defense and get rebound. But some 5 to 10 years ago, he had a more prominent role at higher usage rate. Even though he was never a good post player, Howard would still demand the ball down low. And to make it easier for himself to catch entry and lob passes, Dwight used Stick-'em. Stick-'em is an adhesive spray that enhances grip, which is pretty useful if you're
Well, he
trying
just
to
sprayed it
catch
on his
balls.
hands.
And it's illegal in both the NBA and the NFL. Dwight has been using it for years, but in the game between his Rockets and the Hawks in 2016, he must have applied too much, and the other players noticed something was weird with the ball. The refs intervened, paused the game, and came over to Houston's bench, where one Stick-'em can was visible, treacherously revealing why the ball was so sticky all of a sudden. The Rockets were warned to stop using the spray, but neither the team nor Howard was penalized for the usage.
Just got away with it.
Tanya Harding.
Just full on, just.
Tanya
Oh my
Harding
god,
and Nancy
this is
Kerrigan
mad.
are two
What?
This is
what?
mad. She fucking broke her opponent's legs. Like she got someone to. I think this is the one thing.
Two of the best
not
American
set.
figure skaters in the late 80s
I think I know what
and
you're talking
early
about.
90s. One day before the U.S. National Championship, which also served as the qualifiers for the 1994 Olympics, Nancy Kerrigan was brutally attacked after practice in Detroit. A man jumped at Kerrigan as she was heading to the locker room and beat her up with a club, attempting to break her legs.
What?
Thankfully, she only suffered deep bruises and escaped with no broken bones. But still, she was unable to participate in the U.S. Nationals, where Harding took the first place and a guaranteed spot in the Olympics. After an FBI investigation into Harding's bodyguard Sean Eckhart and ex-husband Jeff Gillooly, Eckhart buckled, admitted his involvement in the incident and organization of the attack with the attacker Shane Stant. Harding denied her involvement at
Mad.
first, even though her ex-husband pleaded guilty and testified against her just a few weeks before the Olympics. Despite the scandal, there was not sufficient evidence of Harding's involvement.
She got away with
She
it.
was allowed
course
to
it
compete
was
in the
her.
Olympics, together with Kerrigan, who was also granted a spot. In the most anticipated skating event ever in the United States, Kerrigan took home the silver medal, while Harding finished 8th due to skate malfunction.
Hey.
Upon her return, the case continued.
Although,
After
did they?
testimonies
I'm
mounting
just saying,
against
did they
her,
look
Harding
into the skate malfunction?
Yeah, maybe there's something to it.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe it
yeah,
was
okay.
revenge.
Yeah.
officially pleaded guilty. She received 3 years probation, a $160,000 fine, and got banned from skating forever.
Okay,
Mike
that's
Tyson,
decent.
ear
But
bite.
even so, you're trying to break someone's legs. That's pretty fucking extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
most famous loss came against Buster Douglas in 1991. That happened because Mike was barely practicing for the fight. But when Tyson first fought Holyfield in 1996,
ear.
Evander showed the world that Tyson could be beaten and pretty much dominated throughout the fight. Tyson immediately asked for a rematch, and he got it simply because he was the biggest star in boxing at the time. When the rematch started, Mike simply didn't have it in him, and he knew it. He didn't want to be in that ring on that night, and everything
day.
he threw, Holyfield had an answer for. Tyson couldn't exert dominance over his opponent. Plus, he only had the stamina for about half the fight. Knowing that he would lose in the later rounds, pissed at himself, and the world due to a
Oh,
debauched
this
lifestyle
bit.
he was leading. Mike couldn't take it anymore. He was full of hate, and he wanted to express it, but he couldn't do it with his hands like he usually did with all of his opponents. So, Tyson took a bite out of Evander's ear and bit off a piece of it. He was immediately disqualified,
pain,
which
that
was the
is.
beginning of the end of his storied career.
So did they
Tom
not have,
Brady,
did he spit his
Deflategate.
gum shield out? I've never
Yeah, I
never
don't know
thought
how he
about
managed to
this.
bite his. No, he must have. Because you still have your bottom teeth, right?
Yeah.
I think he-
Chompers.
I think he's chomped it like.
Chompers.
That's grim.
In 2006, the NFL changed the rule where the home team provided all the footballs for the game and instead enabled the away
Inflategate.
team to use their own footballs on offense. In
No,
2014, Tom Brady
Deflategate.
used this rule to his advantage in the AFC Championship game against the Indianapolis Colts and his quarterback rival, Andrew Luck. While Luck was throwing balls that were per NFL rules inflated between 12.5 to 13.5 pounds per square inch, Tom Brady deliberately ordered for his footballs to be slightly deflated. By removing air from a football, it makes it easier to grip, throw, and catch, and thus gives an unfair advantage for the team that's using deflated balls on offense. After Brady threw an interception to Colts linebacker D'Qwell Jackson, the linebacker gave it to the equipment manager to keep as a souvenir. And that's when the trouble began. The Colts equipment manager thought there was something weird with the ball and notified the league officials. After examination, it was determined that 11 of the 12 balls the Patriots were using in the game were deflated and averaging around 1.5 pounds of pressure less than the minimum amount. The balls got reinflated at halftime, and the Patriots turned their 10-point halftime lead into a 45-7 victory and advanced to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Although the game was a blowout, even with all the balls equally inflated, Deflategate became a national scandal, and Brady got
Deflategate.
suspended for 4 games, while the Patriots were fined with millions of dollars and forfeited 2 future draft picks.
Wowee.
Isn't he like always the goat though?
He is the
yeah,
goat.
yeah,
He is the
He
goat.
cheated.
I deflated.
On occasion, I think overall he's still he's like 40 something. He's still playing, right?
Yeah.
He's crazy or something stupid. Well, there we go. There's proof that if you can get away with it, cheating pays off.
God damn it,
Best shot, boys.
Harry.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
What? Only freaking Harry would say that shit. And actually mean it too. Well, I don't know if he means it, but you know what I mean. Allegedly. But yeah, I don't know nothing about football in general, so I like... Just to me, like, if you cheat, like, why? Like, I just don't see the point in, like, cheating. Like, seriously. Like, I don't see the point. Like, I guess it's just me as a person. I'm like, I don't see it. I don't see it, guys. Like, I literally just don't see the point. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that, but I did. But, I mean, it is what it is. People are gonna do it. So... I guess it's just, hopefully be the person to catch it in time or at a point where nobody gets hurt, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. But, other than that, hopefully you guys did enjoy. Make sure to check out the boys' links down in the description as always, and I'll see all you beautiful, wonderful people in the next video, alright? Bye.
Never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts.